you meet him, when you engage with him, when you approach him, hold his hand, he will start mumbling. He will try and form sentences. It's clear he's trying to make sentences. Maybe in his head there are sentences, but it's all gobbledygook. It's all just mumbling. I say, no, Raymond, we're not going to blah, blah, blah. We're going to sing. And I will start singing something that matches his voice. He's got a deep voice. So I might sing, "Old Man River, that old man." And immediately he starts to sing with me. He might be growling, "Oh," it doesn't matter. The change is remarkable. His whole face shifts as if somebody on stage has been cued to start singing the song in the musical that they're meant to be singing. It's like relief is so evident, and there's a feeling that he's just totally involved in singing with me. Hello, I'm Christopher Wildman. I'm a board-registered music therapist working in geriatric care. In this video, I want to explore the neglected area of singing with people with dementia as a means of communicating with them. I'm going to be doing 5 things. First of all, understanding why there's inhibition around singing. Secondly, why it's so important for people living with dementia that you sing with them. Thirdly, how to overcome some of your self-consciousness and inhibitions around singing. Fourthly, how to apply it to the person who is in your care. And finally, how it can help you in your own self-care. I've come across quite a few people who have told me, I can't sing. I think there are probably 3 reasons for this self-limiting belief. The first is probably to do with feedback. They sang as children, and then when they got to school, they were maybe told that they weren't good enough for the choir, or they got negative feedback from friends even, joking about the way they sang. Maybe being tone deaf was an issue, but none of these are good enough reasons not to sing. The second reason why people say I can't sing is because they're competing. They're competing with all the voices and singers that they've heard on records, on TV, through radio. We've been overexposed by media into a passive relationship with music and with singing. And it's understandable that people feel outclassed by the very singers they would most like to emulate. And obviously this is getting in the way. Finally, I think there's a feeling of self-criticism where a person doesn't like the sound of their own voice. It's almost like a feeling of self-importance, that they think that their voice should be loved and appreciated by others, and they would want to perform, and they can't. And the other side of it is when they sing, they expose their feelings. We all do. Our singing voice exposes how we're feeling. And that's why you'll sometimes find yourself wobbly when you're singing, when you're very emotional. You'll sometimes feel as if you're faking it, like you're imitating some American singer that's not even your own natural voice. We're all aware of this. And I'm going to look at ways later on where I can help you to overcome this. There are at least 3 reasons why singing with a person living with dementia is incredibly valuable. The first is the fact that while for you singing may be more stressful than talking, for them talking is often more stressful than singing because they can't find the words they want. They mumble, can talk in salad speech, they mix up words, they show signs of stress, so evident when they are trying to find words they can't find. But when they are singing, there's often a shift into an area where a different part of the brain is operating, a different visceral experience is happening. They can be ventilating in strange ways and in unusual ways. They can be relieving themselves of a certain amount of linguistic frustration just by being able to find words in a song that they can't even find when they speak. Because music and language are in a different part of the brain from ordinary speech. And the songs, the melodies, often convey and carry words that are accessible, And that's very satisfying. So the second thing here is agency. The person has a feeling that that they're empowered, that they're able to actually use words when they're singing songs. The words of the songs rescue some kind of identity for them. There's a sense maybe of very specific songs and very specific words that give them identity. It's part of memory, of course, but it's also just an experience of empowerment and agency, that they are doing something that meets another, which is you singing with them. And then finally, there's the evident relief for both you and them that you are communicating, even if only in a fragment, even a moment, that you're getting through the fog, that you're getting through to each other. There's a feeling of being touched by the sound of the song. And it can be combined, of course, with real touch, with holding hands, with dancing, with as much communication as you can bring physically into the process. Let me give you two examples of where singing is vital, in my opinion, to the communication with a person living with dementia. The first case is, let's call him Raymond. When you meet him, when you engage with him, when you approach him, hold his hand, he will start mumbling. He will try and form sentences. It's clear he's trying to make sentences. Maybe in his head there are sentences, but it's all gobbledygook. It's all just mumbling. And I will say to him, no, Raymond, we're not going to mumble blah, 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 which actually amuses him. I say, no, Raymond, we're not going to blah, 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 we're going to sing. And I will start singing something that matches his voice. He's got a deep voice. So I might sing, Old Man River, that old man. And immediately he starts to sing with me. He might be growling, oh, it doesn't matter. In fact, he does sing in tune with me. But the change is remarkable. His whole face shifts as if somebody on stage has been cued to start singing the song in the musical that they're meant to be singing. It's like relief is so evident, and there's a feeling that he's just totally involved in singing with me. And even though it doesn't last for long, he gets tired, it's so evident that he is in an element that makes him feel completely comfortable, and that there's a suggestion of a smile and a brightness in his eyes that isn't there otherwise when he's not doing that. My second example would be, let's call her Carol. She moans all day. It's very irritating, obviously, for everybody. And she does it to get attention, but people don't know what to do when they try to give her attention. When I sing with her, she will immediately shift into the song. You are my sunshine, my only. There's a shift. She's actually looking happy. She's actually getting through. She's getting feedback from me that says, yes, I hear you. Yes, you are here. Yes, we are communicating. Yes, it's okay. And she will stop that moaning for a while I'm there with her. At least that brings some relief to her and to me. I'm now going to give you an exercise in 3 parts where I want you to press pause and do it after I've shown you each example. The first one is groaning into toning. You start with a groaning sound. It comes from your gut. It's your natural feeling. Maybe it's a feeling of how you feel about your own voice or whatever it is you don't like. Like a child who's just fed up. You make a groaning sound. And then allow that groaning sound to become a tone, a musical tone. So it starts out with whatever, and then gradually, and hold it for a while. There's your musical tone. Okay, now you do it. Press pause and do it. The second part is use your body movement to get you going. Okay, so Stand up, move around, and let the sound, like a groaning, whatever comes, be what comes with your body. So if your body starts to jerk to, yeah, then just make sounds that go with that. If you're yawning, yeah, just make the sounds that go with the movement that you're doing. Can be softly, can be loud, whatever, doesn't matter. Just let it out. Okay, now your turn. You do it your way. Press pause. Do it. I hope you did that. Finally, take 3 notes, any 3 notes, and join them together. You make up these 3 notes from nowhere. And they're not a song or anything. It's just you playing with 3 notes, okay? So, for example, with my 3 notes. La, la, la. La, la, la. I'm going to sing those 3 notes as I move around. La, la, la. The song and the dance become one and the same thing. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Maybe I add some percussion body. That's mine. Now you do yours. Press pause. Do it. Now you can come back to this video again and do this when you're alone at home, when you're alone somewhere, maybe when you're out in a quiet place where nobody's listening. Obviously, this is a private experiment. But try recording yourself as well so that you can get used to feeling what it's like. If you did that exercise, you'll be aware of how primal singing is. And you'll be more sensitive to how the person in your care also uses sound, their moaning voice, their murmuring voice, and sometimes their singing voice. And you'll be more attentive to things like the tone, the rhythm, the pattern, the intensity of that voice. And you'll be able to pick up and mirror and respond to more easily their primal level of engagement, because they're not concerned about what they sound like any more than you should be. And they're not concerned about what you sound like any more than you should be, except that hopefully they will feel that you're communicating with them better, that you're getting through to them better. So you'll be mirroring whatever you come up with. When you start to sing, it's a bit like pushing out the canoe. You don't know whether you're going to be able to carry on going together with this thing, but you might start out with just humming, singing spontaneously, authentically, the way you are feeling even, but with a concern for them, not for yourself, because it's not about you. That must have become clear by now, that we've moved out of the self-consciousnness of it's all about me to it's all about the person in my care. So you take the canoe out, you start singing something, or you just take a phrase or sing a song, a phrase from a song you've shared with them before perhaps, and you might be just singing la la la, a heart song. Ah, la 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 la. When you speak to a child, when you pick up a baby, it's a very natural primal sound, and that's where is like a loving sound. You could use that. You can use the mumbling sound. You can play with the elements of that sound. But what you become particularly aware of when you're singing together is if they are singing the words of a song, follow their lips and make it very clear to them that you are following their lips. That gives them a sense that they are leading you rather than you leading them, and that they have this sense of agency. This is critical. And it will often make a huge difference to their perception that they are singing. Yes, it's me singing. It's my voice. They're getting the feedback of their own voice singing. And you are reinforcing that by focusing not on the eye contact, but on the lip contact a lip awareness of watching their lips. So try those different things with them and see what you come up with. So get used to doing this as like a routine thing. We're going to sing now, and then you start doing it. Each day, each time you do it, you'll get more aware and more confident, that there's a ways and means of communicating better through singing. I want you to match the tone, the intensity, the volume of their voice. I want you to become more sensitive to how you can reflect that in the ways that I've suggested today. Finally, I want to talk about self-care. I hope that through your experience of singing and becoming more aware of your own singing, you're beginning to see that it has a therapeutic value for you too. As a child, you sang to self-soothe. It's a primal thing. You can do it. When you've got privacy, obviously, where you don't have to worry about anyone else being affected or being interrupted or annoyed, you can use self-soothing singing, and it'll actually enhance your own life and make living with somebody with dementia easier for both of you. Even small changes, small insights, small moments that you experience with this person through this activity will be worth it and will sometimes leave a smile on your face. So to summarize, there are 5 ways in which you can deal with this issue of singing. 1, how I can't sing is a self-limiting belief that can be overcome. Secondly, how important it is for a person living with dementia to have access to the experience of singing with you, of making sounds with you through the voice. Thirdly, of how I've given you exercises that you can actually apply and train yourself a little in becoming more confident with how you use your singing voice. Fourthly, for how to apply this when you're working with someone, when you're being with someone in a routine, hopefully, where you make singing part of what you do with them to get through, to communicate. And then finally, how it might help you in your self-soothing, in your self-care, in your self-management, so that it enriches your life as well as theirs.